guys? Your boy Plus coming at you live with another video for your face. EA has dropped the Team of the Week players early as always. They dropped them at 3 o'clock. If you don't follow EA on Twitter, go follow EA on Twitter because then you can get the scoop, whenever EA drops the players. This Team of the Week looks alright. A lot of people are going to be disappointed because of Ronaldo not being in Team of the Week. A lot of people wanted Messi, but, to be quite honest, I think Suarez, he did do the business. And I think, yeah, it's probably fair to keep the teams logical. You don't want to start breaking the game by getting another Ronaldo. It would have been nice if Ronaldo got it because I've got a wants to watch Ronaldo that's just in my bench all the time. It's a lone player, so I put him in the bench to boost up my team's ratings because I feel like finally they've got that scripting glitch that used to happen before. They fixed it, so the higher your team rating, the better your team performs. Not like before where the better your team rating, the worse your team performed. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and look through some of these players and see who are the ones that people are probably going to want to get in packs and who are the people we're probably going to end up with in our player pick packs for people that finished in, Gold Plus or whatever it is in the weekend league. So to begin with, we know that there's like 3 piece de resistance players here that a lot of people probably will be happy with. And the truth is, I'm not actually going to support a lot of people that say, well, Sadio Mane is probably one of the better players. I'm going to say no. Actually, I don't believe that. I think that the better players that people are going to want to pick, it's probably going to, well, Mane will probably be one of the players that people will be happy to get. But the ones that people actually are going to want to get is Suarez, maybe William, and then Godin, and obviously Marquinhos or Manolas, depending on what league you run. I think like the Mane perspective is okay because, of course, he's 87, so that's going to be one of those. But I think everybody else is an undesirable, if I'm going to be realistic, because I think who really wants to get a Casillas in red? I mean, in terms of Spanish goalkeepers, you could probably pack like a Spanish goalkeeper like Kepa, who's in the Premier League, that will link up with your defenders better than Casillas right now in this Team of the Week. So that's like a waste of a player. In terms of, because he's from the Portuguese league, he's going to brown link your players when you could get, a Kepa and put him in goal instead, and he's probably like the same rating, pretty much one rating off. You could get the Champions League version of that Kepa, and he's probably the same rating as this, and you could stick him in goal for a cheaper price than this goalkeeper is. So what's the point in buying this guy to then brown link your other Premier League defenders? Like if you have a Van Dijk, this guy will not connect with him, and you're wasting valuable chemistry. So I think I would go with the Kepa instead of him. And trust me, chemistry does matter. If you don't know that this season, this is the season for you to know that. Chemistry makes a big difference. I've got Champions League version David De Gea that I can't play because I play a Brazilian team. So my defense is Marquinhos and Thiago Silva, and because of that, I can't play I can't play De Gea, and it's just because of that. And I have to stick with the Ederson that I've got because I can't play De Gea. So chemistry is a big deal. Like, if you don't know that, then you're not finishing above Silver 2 or Silver 3 or something like that. You're basically stuck in Silvers and Weekend League if you do even make it to Weekend League. So let's get started with the first couple of players that most of you are probably going to end up getting. And in terms of like your player picks, a lot of players are going to get this group of players over here. I mean, they should just put a line here and say that you might get one of these if you're lucky. But this is really the players that a lot of player picks will get. And if you don't believe me, come back tomorrow and have a look when people actually get their player picks. When people are getting their player picks, these are the players that a lot of people will be getting. These are the players that a lot of people will probably get stuck with, and a lot of people will probably be, they'll probably have popping up left, right, and center. Now, one thing that does annoy me is that we've got a total of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we've got 4, that's 20 plus 3, 23 players here. So each player should really be a 1 in 23 shot to get in the packs. But I've got a feeling, because of the way that most Weekend League player picks have been done on YouTube, that it doesn't work like that. It's clearly weighted, because most of the time whenever you get people picking out their Weekend League rewards or the player picks, what you tend to notice is that you find that a lot of people tend to keep on getting these groups of players right here. And these are the players that always seem to pop up. And these players, you might get one, like last week, for example, I guess probably Lala was somewhere in this side of the list. And that's the reason why Lala was turning up. Like people were happy to get Lala because even though like the whole team of the week was shady, but people were just happy to get Lala because they were like, at least I'm getting something I can use. And he was just 84, so that just puts it into perspective for you. Like that's an 84 rated player. People were happy to get that. So if you look at this list right here, how many 84 rated players do you see? I mean, these are the players that most of us will probably end up drawing. And then this guy here also included, and these two guys here included. So there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There will be 8 players that will probably not turn up for a lot of people. Now, the other thing is, I think EA needs to address this issue that if you've got a 3-player pick, to be realistic, if you got 5-player picks, then okay, because we've got to be careful here because a lot of people get 5, like some of these guys who you see on YouTube, they get 5-player picks. So if you were to get 5-player picks from 5 players in total, then basically you would, or you should, if every time a list of 5 players came out, they shouldn't turn up again. Or I think as some people said, if you pick a player, then the player shouldn't turn up again. I think what I would advocate is I think that is right. If you are EA and you're seeing this video for some magic reason, you should not be able to pick the same player and he still turns up in the next list of players. And the reason I say this is because, yes, a lot of people who watch, pack openings, they're kind of like, yeah, we think that if the player has shown up once, he shouldn't turn up again. Well, this is not fair because normally the team of the week is like a total of, I think it's 23 players. So if you have 5 players that turn up at a time in every pick, and you've got a person who's got 5 chances to pick, well, that person is definitely going to get more than the amount of players that are released, 23, every week. So what you want to do is you want to say, well, if you pick a player, then he shouldn't be able to turn up again. But the other thing is, a player should not be able to show up in your player picks more than twice. I think that's important. I think that's very important. And the reason I think that's important is because I can guarantee you that there are people who will get these 3 players right here, plus 2 of these players at a stretch. And they will, or maybe they will get a rotation of these players only. And if you don't believe me, tomorrow when people get their weekend league picks, watch it for yourself and remember the players. And the maximum player that these people will get is probably Casillas or Nani. Now, I'm going to revert you guys, Casillas, Nani, and Sarabia, by the way. I'm going to revert you guys back to this video at some point tomorrow, and I'm going to mention this video and say, look, I told you guys that a lot of people would be drawing the same crap. And I think if you do pick a player, I think that player should not be allowed to turn up again in your next player pick. Because I think, as a person who gets 3 player picks a week, that's the best that I get, like 3 player picks a week. I get angry to see the same faces that I don't want popping up in the same packs that I've just spent 30 games on a weekend, which is near enough a good couple of hours playing and trying to recover something back for. Yes, you do get a lot for, playing weekend league. You do get the points, you do get the coins, you do get the players in the packs and everything, plus the, player pick packs. But team of the weeks are not, by the end of the game, there's nobody that has a team of the week in their team as a regular player. The only player in this team of the week that could probably last more than, 3 or 4 weekend leagues, to be honest with you, if I'm going to be realistic, is probably Godin or maybe Suarez or maybe Marquinhos. That's it, or Manolas. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 players here that really you could probably expect to see in people's teams in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And that's because the game is moving fast and there's always new players and there's icons. There are icons that are 90 rated. Why the hell would anybody stick with a, 86 rated player over an icon? It's not possible. And if you've got an icon, you would play him over Marquinhos or Manolas because he would link with anybody you want to put. Now, the reason why I'm saying that EA should probably make it so that you can eventually draw these people is because we play a boatload of games on the weekend. And I understand that you can't give away all the candy to the people at the start because obviously then what do they fight for? What do they try to get? But I do feel like there's a need for EA to recognize that, we as players, we also need to get something for the time we spend interacting with other players. Anyway, the video is too long at this point. This is the weekend league. No, this is the team of the week. And the weekend league rewards will be out tomorrow. So the most important thing, guys, is that, obviously keep an eye out and watch some other videos and see what people get and comment in the comment section of those videos and maybe even, reach out to EA on Twitter and say, guys, maybe we should stop getting the same players over and over again in our player picks for the week because it doesn't seem fair. I mean, if I was to give all these people a number and I just drew, luckily, one of these people in terms of the 5 players, like a lucky dip, I'm pretty sure that I will not draw the same people over and over again. So there has to be a weighting system to the picks in the packs that, you get for the player picks. And it just, I understand we don't want to give all the people that played Weekend League a Suarez or a Godin or a Marquinhos, but it needs to be made better. The top players like the 86s the 86s, the 87s, the 86, 87s, these players should be available. They should be attainable. The whole point of player picks is that you're supposed to be able to pick a player. Then the worst thing that EA could do at that point is to make the players that you can pick from very bad. And then that way you just end up feeling like you've been cheated. Anyway, guys, this has been your boy Plus. I know you just wanted to see the team of the week, and I've had a long, interesting rant, and I've sat here and spoken to you guys for more than just a minute. Of course, we've got a lot of, things on, FIFA 19 that are good. But there's also a good handful of things that sometimes maybe are not so good. I don't want to deviate and start telling people, no, player picks are bad. You shouldn't. No, I think EA is trying its best to obviously to kind of give whilst not giving too much. But at the same time, I feel like that's being contradicted by this system of player picks where you get a lot of times. I mean, I haven't seen a player pick where someone had the top player to pick from. I've never seen it. In all of the videos I've watched, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos because, as a content creator, I watch YouTube videos. I've never seen a player pick pack where the top player from that week was available for that person to pick. And that is just saying a lot because I've watched top 100s. I've watched a lot and I've just not seen it. So, maybe EA, it's time for you guys to kind of act on that. Will this be the week where you will fix it so that at least some people will get those top players? And, as somebody saying all of this, if EA probably hears all of this from me, I probably won't get any of these top players because you know what happens. Let's just put it that way. You know what happens. Anyway, this has been your boy Plus. It's long enough, this video. 13 minutes is hella long. I will catch you guys in the next video. Until then, I will see you guys at 6 o'clock with the SBCs that EA probably releases this week with the team of the week. Until then, take care of yourselves.